Today's episode of Wiki Sift is brought to you by a distinct lack of oranges.
Oh, don't we need to invite Craig in here?
We do need to invite Craig in here. Thank you.
Now recording.
I am turning that so down.
He never says anything the whole stream.
No, but still, every time when it starts, it's too loud.
I have not noticed.
Like I had the original author of Craig on our podcast at some point.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. No, he came on. He read half a fanfic and
Wow.
yeah. So it's just I guess also
The
after
Craig?
editing him and hearing his voice start so many episodes, because we were monthly for a very long time. So just now recording just so it's one of those trigger frequencies in my brain.
Telling Shakespeare asks, which is better, Paw Patrol or Bluey? Bluey.
Bluey. Oh, hands down.
It's like
Not even the same universe.
And I would say that like even now like Bluey is good. It's extremely well made.
yeah.
Not the best ratio of quality for education, but still, like, if that's what the norm is, good for the norm. That's what I want the norm to be.
Asking which is better, Paw Patrol or Bluey, is like asking which is better, the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons or the worst episode of Family Guy.
Which is which? Though?
That's a pretty good way to put it, actually. I mean, there's already just like on YouTube, there's so much vacuous stuff that we're going to get into.
Yeah. All right.
I know one very specific thing related to our main topic we have to talk about.
Oh yeah, I've got so many notes about this.
Yes.
All right,
please.
are we ready to pull the pin on this?
I've been
Let's
ready to
do
pull
it.
the pin for like 10 minutes, dude.
That's what
Yeah,
you
we
always
pretty
say,
much-
but
Pulled the pin. We just have to make it official now.
all right. Welcome to a special episode
Oh
of
my
Wiki
gosh,
Sift.
the baby has been birthed. We just need to wait a couple days for the circumcision.
Oh, that's the best way to start.
This is where Tom starts playing the intro music. I've come to, this is a science.
I was expecting some kind of placenta joke. Okay, welcome to a special episode of Wiki Sift, a shallow dive into pop culture and fandom. Today we're going to be talking about Paw Patrol.
Oh, yeah. I moved my office recording setup to the corner so I could be loud just for this topic.
I'm Tom, he's an evil genius white, and today I am joined by
I'm Stevo, and I'm tired of making jokes about this bit.
our special guest Stevo, who's here every week.
Wow. And I'm James from Epic Game Music. Actually, should I list all the things I do, or should I just stick to
Go
Epic Game
for it.
Music?
Go for
All
it.
right.
This is your arena
Okay.
right now.
So I run a YouTube. Get your pens and papers out because you have to keep
Mhm.
track of this. So
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go over this once again at the end of the episode and make sure
Yeah.
people have been paying attention.
exactly, we'll be giving out Paw Patrol stickers. Okay, so I run a YouTube channel called Epic Game Music. I'm in the band Rex Viper with James Rolfe, and I stream on Meme Mansion, twitch.tv/Meme Mansion. I'm in the band, what's the name of it? Brittle Hollow House Band, and then I write music for video games, and I'm gonna stop there.
This finally gives me the opportunity to speak so highly of Con Bravo, one of the goats of the past, us sitting outside that restaurant with Grant Kirkhope drinking the
Yeah.
beer Zuka.
Oh, that was classic. And like
That-
Grant Kirkhope, like I thought he was like just super wasted, but no, he just like talks like that and he can hold his beer.
No, he's always got that saucy British lilt to him. It could be like 8 o'clock in the morning for him, and he's just that way. And no, goodness, do I miss being able to catch up with people like that?
Yeah, totally.
So, Wiki Sift is normally a willfully ignorant fandom podcast where we don't actually directly consume media and just read what fans wrote about online. But today things are going to be a little different. Usually we talk about things we have no expertise in, just read up on fan wikis and what have you. But for our April episode, we'll be talking about something we actually know quite a bit about. We are all dads, and we all have young children who watch Paw Patrol a lot. And so we've picked up quite a lot by osmosis.
I think we've watched 5 seasons twice, aggregate, and then the movie like 5 times. In contrast, my child has consumed an exponentially larger amount of stuff like Shaun the Sheep and Bluey. But yeah, Paw Patrol is extremely invasive in any parent of a young child's life.
Okay, so maybe we should start with a basic premise. All
right.
So a small child named Ryder has a team of puppies he calls Pups, who are an elite rescue team that replaces the normal emergency services in a town called Adventure Bay.
Well, okay, emergency and I would say like niche services, because you have one that's focused on recycling.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't call that an emergency
and miscellaneous.
Climate change is an emergency.
Each dog has its own doghouse that is also a cool vehicle, and during emergencies they put on a uniform that has its own little robot arms and other gadgets that fit their unique specialty. Ryder appears to build all this stuff on his own, and it's not clear where he gets the money or the skills, and frankly where he finds the time to do any of this stuff.
Honestly, I do believe he's getting paid by the mayor. That's who he reports to directly. Maybe just because we don't see his payday, we just assume that he's self-funded.
I mean, in the movie, they make a joke about how he makes a huge profit from Paw Patrol merchandise, but
there you go. But you know, when you lay it out like this, it sounds stupid. But you know, when you're captured with the magic of the show, you're like, oh.
Yeah, not one person in town ever questions how effective or appropriate it is for a 10-year-old and some puppies to be responsible for the safety of everyone in town.
Yeah, we got to talk about Adventure Bay. You know, that featured at Six Flags, Wyoming. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just like this isolated paradise of all biomes. That features very frequent breakdowns in public services.
Okay, so obviously it's for very young kids and is not meant to be held to any kind of scrutiny, but
what we call it, like graduate's first Blender project level animation.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not meant to be held to any kind of scrutiny, but if you're like me and obsess over these kinds of things, the show gets weirder the more you examine it.
Again, still leaps and bounds more human than Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think Paw Patrol is actually a lot like Archie comics, which is another old fascination of mine. Because it's full of these like horrifically bad attempts at humor and just a whole lot of lack of understanding of how anything works. And there's just like so little care put into the writing. It's like someone just wrote down a list of what happens in point form and they don't flesh anything out.
All right. I do want to know though, now that we've established like that what the premise is, that there are characters, before we like get into too many details, I need to know your exposure level in comparison to mine. How badly have your kids been affected by Paw Patrol?
I mean, Ab, you go first, Tom.
Okay, well, I'm very sure Lily has seen every episode that's available on Netflix at least 2 times. Some of them a lot more, because if she has a season she'll watch over and over again. Oh,
you mean like the one with the dinosaurs?
Yeah, the ones with dinosaurs. She's got a giant collection of things that are Paw Patrol related, like toys, and she gets stickers and books and She had a big obsession with it.
Are they things that she asks for, or are they things that other... Okay.
It's not things just that she asks for.
This is a small child. I presume that they like Paw Patrol.
No.
That is a problem. That is such a problem. Like, family members assume that whatever there's lots of merchandise for must be popular.
I mean, her diapers had Paw Patrol on them. So
yeah. It's Paw Patrol or Disney there. And really, that's just a lesser of two evils choice.
Yeah, what's really crazy...
Movie merchandise is everywhere now.
In the States, it's even crazier, the merch you get. It's just like everywhere in kids' stores, whereas in Canada, it's not as predominant. You have other things on like diapers sometimes, you have more Bluey and Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that.
Paw Patrol is a Canadian show, so...
I know. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
And for a short time, also... The intro song never changes. The intro song is an awful punk earworm that I begrudgingly respect in composition, but boy, do I fucking hate hearing it.
They fucking nailed it, though. You know.
Oh no,
I mean?
they absolutely smashed it in terms of an earworm, but like it's so banal. I hate it.
Someone pull up the lyrics.
Lily has asked me to sing it to her when she goes to sleep. James, we didn't get your exposure level.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So my son is 4 years old. So I guess he started watching it around like 1 or 2. I have seen, we do like TV. We don't really watch streaming services. So, it's on every day. So I've probably seen each episode, but when I got exposed to it the most, my son was in the hospital because he had croup, and this was during COVID. So like the wait was 14 hours, 14 hours, and they had on in the waiting room Paw Patrol. So just like all seasons, just constantly on loop. And that's all the stimulation I had.
That is a kind of purgatory, man. I also have experienced, my son went to the hospital twice for croup. Also during COVID. Boy. He's also 4. He's going to be 5 in June. So our kids are pretty close in terms of age.
Team croup.
Yeah, Lily's born in July, just a month later.
Nobody should be team. What are you talking about? People out there waving, yay for lung disease.
For those of you who don't know what croup is, like there are all these childhood like sicknesses that have all these cute names like croup, and they're really very devastating.
Like whooping cough that you think is just, you mean like it's like a laughing hyena. No, this is a child struggling to breathe. There's nothing funny about this.
Whooping cough.
So, no, I can absolutely imagine just sitting there and having no control and just hearing Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol.
For 14 hours. Yeah, so... Yeah, from that, Miles has a bunch of toys and stuff like that. The Paw Patroller, I don't know which generation of Paw Patrollers, but, it's definitely one of them.
One thing I want to talk about is how the show kind of has, like, video game physics. I don't know if you guys have noticed that it's just, like, everything just kind of snaps into place where it's supposed to go.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime someone or something is falling... Chase will yell net, and his net gun launches a net by itself that somehow lands in the exact specific spot needed to catch them harmlessly. Things like that.
Yeah.
High effort stuff right there.
So, in my theory, there is like a potential, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the fan theory for Secret of Monkey Island, where it's a resort, and he's basically... His family has paid for him to get an experience being a pirate. and that way is Ryder just living out a fantasy that is being orchestrated by adults that his family is paying.
It's all VR.
Wow.
But yeah, like no matter how difficult, everything they attempt just sort of works the first time.
Yeah.
And no one will ever act like it was risky at all. And it's just like, good work, Chase.
All right,
Sure.
now-
Yeah.
I want to get on our first weird tangent. I've
Okay.
been
Okay.
burning to talk about this for years.
Okay.
What is up with that YouTube channel that uses Paw Patrol puppets to act out potential episode ideas that Tom has astoundingly pointed out have extremely poor moral choices?
Genevieve's Playhouse.
Genevieve's
What?
Playhouse.
Hold on, I'm looking this up right now.
I feel like we gotta do a separate episode just on Genevieve's Playhouse.
No.
No, do tell.
We
tell.
have to talk
Okay.
about Genevieve's play. That I will not accept. It's so weird.
Okay, so I believe it's called Genevieve's Playhouse because Genevieve is the daughter of the guy who runs the channel, and it was like originally like her playing with toys or something, but then he just like, I guess she grew up and now he just does the stuff by himself.
I could have sworn that he did it like both parents got in on it.
Yeah.
Though I believe you are right that Genevieve is the name of the daughter that they were making the content for, and that they were just uploading it to YouTube because it wasn't, a way to share what they were doing for her.
Yeah.
And then it caught on. The problem is they're not good writers.
Yeah.
They're also not good actors. And it's just
And they have like millions of subscribers.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, 45.4 million subscribers.
yes. Yeah, so probably more people watch that if they don't have I don't have a subscription service that has Paw Patrol. I got
Yeah.
the DVDs from the library and ripped it and put it on Plex myself. But, for people who like whose kids like Paw Patrol and they can't afford something, just going to YouTube, there's so much of Genevieve's Playhouse.
Yeah, it's all done in like first person, and he like puts his hands in front of the camera like as if he's Ryder, except he still has his wedding ring on. It's like and he like talks to the little toy dogs, and he picks up the dogs and talks for them.
Nobody has an internal monologue. Everybody's monologue is external. Oh no, I lost all my money investing in stocks.
Yes. That was like an actual plot.
No,
point.
do you think I'm kidding? This is a real episode.
Wait, who lost all their money?
Like
Which
Chase
character?
did.
Chase
One of the
did.
Yeah.
pups did.
One of the pups did. Okay.
One of the pups lost all their money investing in the stock market.
Oh my
I think the big thing that I hate about this channel is that it has 2 songs that it just plays endlessly.
Yeah, it's one of those two
Kevin
YouTube
MacLeod's?
copyright free,
Yeah.
royalty free. It comes with YouTube Studio.
Hmm.
It's the garage band of the 2020s.
Every time they do Rubble's voice, who's supposed to be like a little kid dog and has like this like cheery, like high-pitched voice, they do his voice like he's a chain-smoking
Arf.
construction worker.
Really? Do it.
Hey,
Do it.
Rubble, what are you up to?
I'm just building this a castle.
It's like they've never
I don't
seen the
remember
show
that,
and they don't know.
Okay,
They don't-
did I
they
just
don't know.
block that monstrosity out?
It's
I don't
terrible.
remember that.
Anyway, let's get back to like the actual Paw Patrol
Okay,
show.
yes. Okay.
Okay,
Tangent's over. I apologize. Just glad to get that off my chest.
Okay, have you guys noticed that they reuse assets?
How so?
Like in season 1, Mayor Goodway has a statue of one of her distant relatives made of gold. And it's the exact same model that they later used for Mayor Humdinger, who is the main villain of the show.
Wow.
I have not paid that much attention, man. Jeez.
Maybe it's some sort of canon thing. Maybe they're related. They're both like politicians, right? You know. Mayor Humdinger.
And the cats that the evil, like the ranger villain cats. So we talked about what they do in terms of like resolving issues. We didn't talk about the active sabotage of the antagonist of the Oh yeah. We do got to talk about Humdinger.
Oh, look at these images. Okay, so
So they have a small gene pool in Adventure Bay.
so Uncle Otis is the same model as the mailman, who's also the same model as Mr. Wingnut.
They're brothers.
They just like changed the hair and the skin color and stuff.
Oh god.
Wow.
And I think Mr. Porter is the same model as Traveling Travis.
It's just a different nose.
Yeah, slightly different nose, but yeah, it's he's just like an oval. So that checks out.
Again, these are Blender models I would expect from the graduate level.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's never any people in the background ever.
Yeah, I like the entire population of Adventure Bay is like 20, maybe 30 people, and
Yeah,
like,
but they're
you
never
just
walking.
see the same people. Yeah, there's always like 6 people in the background. It's always the same 6 people.
I'd like to imagine this is a Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth style plot twist where there's an island of people entirely separated from humanity. On the other side, they're just doing something very illegal. What are they hiding in Adventure Bay? Nuclear waste.
I have to talk about Rubble's teeth.
Do we?
You guys have noticed this,
Do
right?
we have to? Really?
Yes.
What's wrong with
I
Rubble's
think
teeth?
they changed this for later seasons, but in like the earlier seasons, when he talks, his teeth move with his jowls, which suggests they're not actually attached to his jaw. They're just attached to his jowls, like
His cheeks.
it's very disturbing looking.
They're just for show. They're a style
Yeah,
choice.
They're Halloween fangs.
What do you have against dentures?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just Googled Rubble's teeth. Don't do that. That was a mistake.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna close
now
that
I
tab
have
now.
to.
I'm gonna close that now.
Rubble's family, Rubble's bulldozer, Rubble's crew, Rubble's teeth. Yeah, that looks like a smile you'd see at an orthodontist's office.
Yep, there you go.
I can't tell if it's a before or after picture. There's something very pristine about it, though. I am a vampire.
I like how their idea of creating unique character traits is to give everyone a different, like, weird verbal tick. Like how Mayor Goodway says everything in this operatic sing-song voice all the time. And like Captain Turbot uses alliteration, which is subtle at first because he's bad at it and can only come up with like 2 words. Like, this is a pretty bad predicament. And it's like, after a while, it's like, wait, he's just saying that because they start with the same letter.
Yeah, that does not slap at all.
Yeah. The mailman keeps using words that start with D. Have you seen episodes with him? It's pretty insufferable. It's like, I'm delighted to bring you this delivery.
And who's the dude that does a lot of alliteration?
Captain Turbot.
Yeah, Captain Turbot. It's his cousin that's the French guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Francois.
Francois.
The one that he does not understand the concept of danger until he is actively in danger.
That's a case where they reused assets, but they kind of get away with it because they're supposed to be cousins and they're supposed to look alike.
Again, I think the gene pool is small in their mountains. Like they're isolated they're isolated on all sides, I believe, and connected by a bridge, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this could be Truman Show.
There is a bit of a Truman Show vibe to it now that you mention it.
Well, who's the Truman? Ryder?
I don't know.
Ryder.
It's not so much like the premise, it's just like the general feel. Like, the town of Adventure Bay feels like the town in the Truman Show, which is just this encapsulated environment where they're completely separated from the outside world.
So get this. Just open your minds for a second.
Okay.
I actually genuinely like the movie The Cell with Jennifer Lopez and what's his name, Vince Vaughn. and Vincent D'Onofrio. And part of the premise in that is that an entire like private scientific industry in investing in the ability for parents to interact with a child who is in a vegetative state, but whose brain activity is actively functioning. Seeing the lengths that parents will go to the extent to make their kid's life worth it. Could you imagine if Ryder's parents were told that if the kid ever gets a disappointing shock, his heart could stop? So they're just setting up the entirety of Adventure Bay to never disappoint Ryder and always make him feel needed.
Oh, I don't like that you were doing this to me.
I can't believe you brought up the cell when we're talking about Paw Patrol, but yeah.
But like, it's true. Everyone's a little too perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And clean resolutions everywhere. Always.
Yeah, like there's almost no interpersonal conflict with the protagonists. Everyone just gets along all the time.
Nobody goes hungry. Nobody's homeless. I don't think there's any crime outside of the crime being done by Mayor Humdinger and his asshole cats.
Yeah.
So they have a utopia and we're complaining about it. Like maybe we're the problem here. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, but I have to talk about how Ryder like seems to purposely waste the pup's time all the time. Have you noticed this? Like, okay, so every episode, Ryder calls every single pup at once, tells them all to come to headquarters because of an emergency. Then he only gives jobs to like 3 or 4 pups at most, and then just heads off while the rest contentedly sit there in the.
See, I noticed something similar, but not quite. Like they would summon all of the pups. 3 of them would get main jobs, and the others would get support tasks like holding a flashlight or stopping traffic. Like,
well, yeah, like, but sometimes they don't get any tasks at all.
I haven't seen that many episodes where they don't get any tasks outside of the ones where it's like, oh, it's Rubble dreaming the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to the dreams, absolutely. But
I have some thoughts on the dreams episode.
Yeah, but like on rare occasions, the emergency will go in like some weird direction, and Ryder will call one of the pups that's at the headquarters and tells them to come as well.
I swear if they ever actually use the stocks line in a regular canon Paw Patrol episode.
Yeah, like I would say like 90% of the time, Zuma doesn't need to be there. And it's weird because they'll have like situations that take place in water and Zuma is the water pup, but they won't ask Zuma for help. They'll just say, like, Chase, you fly your helicopter over the water, and like,
Zuma's like, come the fuck
so
on.
Weird.
This is my thing.
You gotta stay hydrated. What do you think I'm for?
Okay, there's one episode though where it was the middle of the night, and he called and woke everyone up, and then gets them all to come to headquarters, and he asks 2 dogs for help. And he says, the rest of you can get some sleep. And it's like, then why did you wake them all up?
Well, he is a 10-year-old, to be fair.
He's a surprisingly capable 10-year-old.
But, you know, he could be an asshole, too. Like, you know, it's like that Twilight Zone episode with the kid with mind powers.
No, like, also, do we have to talk about, like, Danny, the kid who's constantly getting in over his head?
Daring
like,
Danny?
Daring Danny.
Oh, are you talking about Alex?
Evil kid. It's time for me to jump Springfield Gorge on my tricycle. That is 100% Daring Danny.
Do I have notes about Danny? Because I don't, but I think one of the most mind-blowing moments in all of Paw Patrol involves Daring Danny X. Do you know what I'm talking about, James?
I might. Tell us.
Okay,
Tell us and I'll comment.
Okay, so the whole idea is Daring Danny X is like this. He's a daredevil, and he's doing these dangerous stunts. It might be the episode they introduce him, and Ryder is concerned because all these stunts that he's attempting are super dangerous, and he's going to get hurt. and so they intervene and try to prevent him from doing his stunts. And Daring Danny X has this one stunt where he's gonna jump over like 30 buses or something like that, and like a rocket bike or something. And so Ryder flies by in like Sky's helicopter, and he lowers himself down, and he picks up Denny in the middle of the stunt and pulls him off the bike. And then Ryder gets lowered onto the bike, and he completes Danny's stunt.
Wow, that is so soft.
Jeez.
Like,
this show is ridiculous.
it is ridiculous. And like, okay, at that point, who are you to complain about Danny's like dangerous stunts when you're just gonna do his stunt for him? And,
Yeah,
like,
he just wanted to do it himself.
it's like you're just taking all of his glory now. Like, and then like at the end of that episode, Danny isn't even upset that Ryder stole his stunt. He's just like, wow, Ryder's the best. I want to be just like Ryder, and I'm gonna do even more dangerous stunts. And so, like, at the end of the episode, he tries another stunt and he gets trapped, and the Paw Patrol goes and helps him. And he's like, oh, thanks for saving me. And I was expecting this to be the point where Ryder, like any responsible character in any kids show, would say, hey, you're welcome, but these stunts are dangerous and we want you to not do this again. But no, he just says, no problem. Next time you're in trouble, just yelp for help. And it's like actively encouraging him to keep doing dangerous stunts.
I will be here whenever you fuck up.
Yes, exactly.
See, the crisis was there that Danny was being cooler than Ryder. That was the crisis, and Ryder's like, no, we can't have that.
I also kind of have to mention how Ryder tells the pups what to do every single time. Like anytime it's something that one of them could figure out on their own, Ryder's like, Chase, use your net to stop that guy from falling. He's like, you got it, Ryder. Net.
Yeah.
Also, like, they have origin stories for at least 2 of the pups I'm aware of.
Yeah, they do.
They have origin stories for Rubble, and they have origin stories for Everest, who is, and it, like, Everest is like the Green Ranger. She shows up when the seasons start at least improving in terms of animation quality, and even if it's not by much. But like I don't know, like I kind of like the idea that they're pretending that there's character growth.
Yeah, well, in the movies, there's a backstory for Chase and Sky that are both fairly well done. Compared to like the show where like everyone's character is, I say silly things when I fall over. Like,
Now, I haven't seen the movies. What's the plot of the movies?
There was Mighty Pups was one of them.
Okay, so yeah, there's the Paw Patrol movie, and that's where they go to Adventure City, where Mayor Humdinger becomes the mayor of that city. And,
it's like the Muppets Take Manhattan, but for Paw Patrol.
A little bit, yeah. And like Chase is afraid to go there because he was a young pup who grew up in Adventure City, and he was like scared and alone, and Ryder took him in. And they actually have some really decent character development in that one. In the Mighty Pups movie, there's a thing about Sky and how she was the smallest pup in her litter and she almost didn't make it. And well, I mean, they didn't say that, but like that's kind of the implication. And so like the whole character development is her always like not feeling good enough. And I think we can get a little bit more into the movies later.
Okay, yeah.
Also, can you share the Wiki Sift for today? I don't think you ever did that. You just shared the images.
Well, mostly it's just my own notes about what I want to talk about, but you guys can
your
like
notes, Tom. That's part of the show.
I mean, okay, if you want them.
Okay, let's see the goods here.
Oh no, I love what animals talk. That's great. That is such a good. They have a walrus that understands English but doesn't speak it, right?
Okay, yeah. So here's the weird thing about like in the world of Paw Patrol, dogs can talk. Not cats for some reason, because Mayor Humdinger has like 6 cats that are all like dressed exactly like the 6 pups who make up Paw Patrol, and they kind of have a similar shtick, but none of them can talk. So dogs can talk, other animals can't. Like cows just moo, chickens cluck, the cats just meow. Until in later seasons.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Chickaletta yet.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to Chickaletta. But in later seasons, they induct multiple talking cats into the Paw Patrol, so some cats talk and some don't. It's so confusing. Oh yeah, I don't have a note about Chickaletta, but okay, so Mayor Goodway, she's like, okay, so Mayor Humdinger is the mayor of like
Foggy Bottom.
Foggy Bottom, which is like the city next to Adventure Bay that like nobody lives in, and he's like this complete narcissist who wants to be like the best mayor, and he's trying to sabotage Adventure Bay all the time to make himself and his city look better. Mayor Goodway is the good mayor, quote.
Yeah, that's very questionable.
It is questionable.
Forgive me, but I internally always refer to her as Mayor Thickway because honestly, you understand. You've been in an emergency room with a child with croup with nothing but Paw Patrol. You're kind of starved for what appeals to you as an adult.
This is how I live now.
Yeah, so Mayor Goodway's the one who always speaks in that very annoying operatic voice all the time.
Oh
no! And she has a pet chicken named Chickaletta that she brings everywhere in her purse. Like
that purse is fucking disgusting.
like girls who carry their chihuahua everywhere. Like, no. Here's the funny thing: she has a statue of Chickaletta outside of City Hall, which gives me like, was it Nero or Caligula who like made a horse in general? Like, that's the vibe I get from this. She's the mayor, and like, did she commit taxpayer dollars to getting a giant statue of her pet chicken?
Oh, she definitely did.
Like,
listen, if taxpayer dollars are paying for the Paw Patrol shit, it's not so crazy that, you know, a chicken gets a fucking statue.
There's like one episode where she's in like a hot air balloon race, and she's goes off course.
I remember that one.
She goes off course and she calls the Paw Patrol for help. So when you think about it in terms of she's the mayor and she's calling the emergency services that are directly under her control to help her cheat at a race, like
absurd.
It is
absolutely absurd.
Okay, but we touched on the dreams. I gotta get into the dreams.
Okay.
So, here's what bothers me about the dreams. I don't know if this is what you were going to get into, James, but I think they came up with the dream episodes as a means to explore ideas that wouldn't fit within the normal Paw Patrol universe, and they wanted to take things a little bit more fantastical. It always starts out like out of nowhere.
Hold on
Yeah.
1 second. Hold on, sorry to interrupt, but like too fantastical for this show that has dogs saving people and talking, and there's shit out there that's too fantastical. You know what I mean? Like, where's the logic?
I think that's what the idea is.
Yeah, talking walrus.
Okay, so
talking walrus is okay, but yet Mayor Humdinger is a baby. That's just fucking nonsense. That must be a dream.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead.
The dream episodes always seem to start in with no setup. It'll just be like the pups are having are doing one of their activities, and then Rubble just wanders away from them and curls up and falls asleep. It's like there isn't even I'm tired. It's just like, hey, why don't I go to sleep? And then the rest of the episode is just him dreaming. And so like I said, I think the idea behind the dream episodes is so they could explore things that wouldn't fit in their normal universe. But like they have one dream where the pups help their favorite superhero fight a super bad guy. And there's another one where all the farm animals can talk.
So they end up getting superpowers anyway.
They end up getting superpowers anyway.
Yeah.
And it's already a show about talking animals.
Mm-hmm.
And like later they have aliens, and one episode they all get turned into mermaids. So why they bother with the dream? Like,
exactly. That's what bothers me so much. I will scream at the television when that is going on. And my son is like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I'm upset.
like, if anything, their dream world is more mundane than the real world they live in. Like,
I don't know. There was that one where there was a genie and Rubble literally wished for things that broke like a house, and then he woke up and it was like, oh, I'm sure glad that I didn't do that much damage.
Wait, so are the dreams just happening with Rubble?
No, there'll be different pups. I think one of them was Chicoletta dreaming, or there's one episode where Chicoletta can talk, and I don't know if it was Chicoletta's dream or someone else's dream.
Terrifying.
It is terrifying.
I don't want to. I'm gonna forget that you mentioned that episode exists. Thank you. I don't need that in my life, Tom.
Yeah, they're always introducing these fantasy elements that feel like they were tossed in by people who have no idea how they should work, and they put like no thought into how it fits into the rest of the established world. Like, okay, like when the Paw Patrol, when they all get superpowers, Ryder summons them all to the lookout, and when they arrive, he's like, "I have superhero costumes for all of you," and Ryder's already wearing his own superhero costume, but like, why? I mean, like, it's like the show creators understand that superheroes wear costumes, but like they don't have secret identities. They don't do anything differently. They're already rescuers, and now they just have superpowers. They don't need extra costumes. And like Ryder doesn't get any powers. Why does he need a super costume? Like,
so I want to talk about Humdinger again for like a hot second. His plots usually fall into one of two categories. Either literally looting, as in stealing gold or diamonds or something, or just general sabotage of Adventure Bay for profit. It's like, this is just an embodiment of capitalist greed, yeah?
But is that his motivation solely? Is just money?
I think his motivation is usually ego.
Like money, jealousy, ego, just he needs funds to at least feed his ego, and then I think his ego demands a little bit more. It's not a good setup to have. Why he isn't in a professional care institution is a mystery. Well, another nail in the coffin.
It's not because of his political power, because literally nobody lives in the city he's mayor of.
Okay, right, I totally forget. Do we see Foggy Bottom at all?
Yes, we do. There are some episodes that take us there, and it's like it's got a very Six Flags feel to it when it comes to depicting poor management. Like you think about like the stereotypical old Western, like the signs are crooked or whatever. Like this doesn't have very much arbitrary degradation. It's fine. Foggy Bottom is fine.
Okay, thank you.
A lot of when we see Foggy Bottom, a lot of what we see is just like wilderness or you know what? I did make a note of this, but the ledge. Do you know what I'm talking about, guys?
The ledge.
There's so many moments where someone like falls off a cliff.
Oh, okay.
And then they land on a ledge that's just below the cliff and they're stuck there. And then people have to rescue them. It's that same ledge in like 20 different mountains. It's like just there. There's also, there's this medieval fantasy realm called Barking Bird, where everyone lives in a castle and there are dragons and stuff. And whenever they go there, they all put on knight's armor for like no reason. They still drive their vehicles everywhere. They still use their gadgets, but it's not like they don't have any advantages of technology, but Ryder decides they should all play dress up when they get there.
But that would be cool if they had like medieval stuff, you know, they had like horses or like an Iron Maiden or something like that, you know.
Yeah, if they had them like go through a portal or something that forces them to leave all their gadgets behind, so they have to like, I don't know. There's also like a dinosaur jungle where they go to every so often, but they never once explored the idea of how dinosaurs still being alive impacts the world at large. They just stay there in the jungle. They never turn up in the modern world, and no scientists or tourists ever go there to marvel at the dinosaurs. It's just like everyone just doesn't care that they exist except for the Paw Patrol. And the Paw Patrol has a whole base of operations set up in the dinosaur jungles for the rescue mission, despite the fact that nobody lives there.
And who do they save when they go to the dinosaur thing? Do they save the dinosaurs?
They save dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay,
They save a dinosaur who steps on something and hurts his foot, and they need like Rocky to use his like.
You make it sound so dignified.
It's always stuff like that. You never see like a Tyrannosaurus eating a Stegosaurus, and they're like, "Oh, we have to save the Stegosaurus." It's always like, yeah, the Tyrannosaurus is just chill.
Oh man, you talking about that one unaired episode of Dinosaur Train that went off the rails? Literally.
Go on.
It's a joke.
Okay.
Anyways, they have had crossovers, haven't they? Or have they not?
I don't know. Well, I mean, like the canon has kind of crossed over a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I know that the cats got their own fucking show.
Oh, and I feel like we got to talk about Rubble and Crew at some point, but
oh yeah, I watch that each morning now because it's on TV right before school.
Have you guys seen any of like the Netflix movies of Paw Patrol? They're not like the theatrical movies, but they're like short movies about Paw Patrol.
No,
they're like an hour long. Oh, they're so weird. Like, the one that makes me the most unreasonably upset is the one, I think it's called Ready Race Rescue, where the Paw Patrol goes to watch this big race between a bunch of drivers. And one of the drivers is called the Cheetah because she's the cheater and she cheats. And despite the fact that this is a spectator sport and everyone is watching with cameras rolling, nobody notices that she's constantly openly cheating. The one part that really drives me up the wall, though, is that one of the racers has like a science geek gimmick to him, and he has a car that runs on solar power. And when he's introduced, he does what smart characters do when dumb people write them and just rattles off like what they think is science jargon or what, like, but it's like a complete failure to understand grade school science. He pulls up in his super car and like adjusts his glasses and he says, "Science concurs that my car is significantly faster than the speed of light." Like,
hold on there.
No.
Science concurs.
And oh, by the way, later on, the cheetah manages to knock him out of the race by blocking the sun over his car so his solar panels stop working. So that means his car does not have any kind of battery. It constantly has to have sunlight shining on it or it doesn't work.
Brilliant design. Feels like a lot of Darwin Awards are prevented in Adventure Bay.
Yeah. And as for the theatrical movies, now the first movie I actually don't mind that much. They put some actual effort into it, which for Paw Patrol is like a way higher bar than I thought possible. There's like conflict and drama, and like Chase has like this intense fear of failure, like way more in depth than normal.
You're reading into this a lot more than I have. Like, I think the deepest lore I got was, is it, oh gosh, who's the fire? Is that Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The joke, Fire Marshall. Ha ha. Very funny. I hate it. Anyways, there's one where like Rubble thinks there's a fucking ghost and it ends up that it's just Marshall sleepwalking, and he sleepwalks right onto a fucking like skateboard and just has miraculous balance through an entire Rube Goldberg series of events to where he's on the bay, on the water, and wakes up from his sleepwalking.
They have multiple episodes where they think there are ghosts, and Ryder is always very quick to say, like, ghosts aren't real in a world where they deal with aliens and mermaids. But
and dinosaurs.
Yeah, ghosts are way too far.
it always turns out to be something like harder to believe than ghosts. Like, it's like, oh, we thought this old cabin was haunted, but it turned out it was just like mice that are constantly moving everything all the time. Like, they did the second movie, which is the Mighty movie, and I feel like they stopped caring again when they made that. Like, oh man, the Mighty movie is so stupid.
I don't think I've seen the Mighty movie.
First I should point out that it kind of wrecks the timeline. So the first Paw Patrol movie seems to be kind of an extension of the story in the show. And they introduce a new character, Liberty.
Oh gosh, I even forgot about her.
Yeah. She's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with her. But like the second movie seems to be sort of a retelling of the episodes where the pups get superpowers. And like, it's because they all get superpowers and they all act like this is the first time it's happened to them. So we just have to pretend that part of the canon doesn't exist anymore.
Gosh.
So it's like the movies maybe take place in a different reality than the show. But then in the show, they brought Liberty from the movie in and made her part of the canon. So it just like completely confuses me.
Okay.
Like,
I will fully admit that I have not paid attention. First of all, I didn't realize that there's 11 seasons now.
there's a lot.
I just want to go
God.
over some of these episode titles from season 11 because, I thought it was going to go off the Pups and the Power of Flowers. Pups save the alien egg hunt. Pups save morning mountain yoga. Pups versus the Robo Ducky. These are not fan fictions. These are genuine episodes. Pups
I'm actually
versus
surprised because I thought all the
Cloud.
episodes were called Pups Save something.
Oh man, Daring Danny X. Danny's rocket boosted pogos.
Oh yeah, that episode was bonkers.
No, all it does is accidentally cause a fire.
Yes,
Nobody
a forest
dies.
fire.
Nobody explodes.
Yeah, during Danny X causes a forest fire in that episode.
Shouldn't he be in like jail or juvenile hall or something after
Or
that?
something,
Like,
yeah.
He needs to be kept away.
what are the
Yes.
repercussions of doing something wrong, like breaking the law in Adventure Bay?
We're supposed to be rehabilitating these people. We're supposed to make them better so that they do not start fires with rocket-powered pogo sticks.
Okay, so I have a lot to say about the Mighty movie.
Okay, go.
I will say one nice thing I can say about it is the jokes are a lot better. Like, they have some like legitimately funny moments, as opposed to the show where 100% of the jokes are Marshall getting hit in the face with a ball and saying, "Sorry, Pups, I was having a ball," and they all laugh. Like,
Boy, do we get to talk about the knockoffs?
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but we'll put a pin in that.
Like Blaze and the Monster Machines, PJ Masks.
Oh hell yeah,
Puppy,
Blaze.
Puppy Dog Pals, Pupstruction, Super Wings.
Pupstruction sounds like you ate a dog and it got stuck in your throat.
Oh, or your bowels.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Oh, I have a
got a bowel pupstruction. Oh no. But like, so it's not just bad enough that Paw Patrol has official spin-offs, like, as you mentioned, Rubble and Crew, right?
Mhm.
But this has inspired an entire genre of low-effort CGI child fodder. And every network is guilty of paying for at least one, if not more, being made so they can have it on their streaming services for free for kids who want to watch something that's available for free.
Blaze
Super Kitties is pretty
Blaze
legit.
is decent. Blaze and the Monster Machines.
So, from my understanding, Blaze started off as a book and then became a show.
Oh, okay.
So I think that don't quote me on that, but yeah, like I guess it's the least offensive. PJ Masks are the fucking worst.
Oh God, yeah. Well, PJ Masks, you also have to like follow the canon to know what's going on. Like you have to watch each episode.
Super Wings, I know that's the one that Amazon literally sponsored. And if you thought like after watching 2 episodes of Super Wings, I desperately wanted to go back to Paw Patrol for something with, like, it's a saltine. Salt isn't much of a flavor, but it's a fucking flavor. Super Wings, it's just flour and water. There's nothing there. It is the constituent parts of child entertainment.
Eating pasta without sauce.
Eating whole wheat pasta without sauce.
Oh.
Because whole wheat pasta has a single ingredient. Whole durum wheat. And that's exactly what you're getting with... You know what? It's appropriate because Super Wings is basically like eating cardboard. Like, so there are some good ones. Like anything done under the DC banner is more likely than not to be quality. Like the Spidey and His Amazing Friends is good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bat Wheels.
Yeah.
Is Spider and His Amazing Friends Paw Patrol?
Yeah, I would
knockoff?
say it's
Really?
it's geared entirely towards that age demographic using low effort 3D CGI, a mild amusement for adults as well as children, and it teaches good moral lessons with every episode.
Okay.
That is
Sound
my
familiar?
I
criteria.
think that predates Paw Patrol, but okay.
Spidey and His Amazing Friends is only like 5 years old.
No, I mean like the concept of everything that you're saying, like a low effort CGI.
Paw Patrol was not the first, but it certainly is the largest and the worst.
Yeah.
Goodness, there's even more here than I possibly imagined. How dare you list Bluey for what people search for in association with, you know what? Fireman Sam is fine. I have opinions about all of these. Sorry, please continue. I'm done.
All right. So, James, did you see the Mighty movie?
No, I haven't seen any of the movies.
Oh, okay. So the one thing that I found particularly amazing is that they actually set up some real drama where like the meteor comes down from space, it hits the Paw Patrol headquarters and completely destroys it, as well as all of the pups' vehicles. And they're all like shook by this, and they're like, what are we gonna do now?
Wait, a meteor?
Yeah.
That's extreme. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. And so Ryder takes them back to this secondary headquarters, which they have, which is this huge ship, almost like an aircraft carrier. And they're all full of doubt because this is an unfamiliar place and they don't have any of their old stuff and they all feel emotionally vulnerable. Then they get superpowers from the meteor. And the very next morning, Ryder has already built all of the brand new vehicles. And not only did he build 8 brand new vehicles overnight, but they all are designed to work with the brand new superpowers they all just got.
Wait, that
And
is baby's first tokusatsu, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just completely undoes all that tension they so carefully created. Like, oh no, all of our stuff is destroyed, but we have all this brand new stuff that's even better immediately. Yay!
What I would not give to have had Ivan Ooze in a Paw Patrol movie.
And the scene where they all discover their powers just annoys the crap out of me because like they just actively destroy their brand new home that like Marshall's like, hey, check it out, I have fire powers, and he shoots a fireball that like blows up this expensive computer, and then Zuma is like, I'll put it out, and he shoots water at it, And like, okay, maybe it puts out the fire, but that computer is gone. Like,
Hey, Tom, you should go through that scene and actively count how much damage is being done monetarily.
like right after they have like this emotional thing where it's like, we've lost everything. And it's like, hey, let's blow up everything that we still have. Like, oh yeah, and Liberty doesn't figure out what her power is right away. And she keeps making these wild assumptions like, oh, I must have fire powers just like Marshall. And then she tries, it doesn't work. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, that's it. I'm a wrecking ball just like Rubble. And her imagination is so terrible. The only powers...
My superpower is my imposter syndrome.
Her imagination is so terrible. The only powers that she thinks she might have are the powers that she already observed the other pups having. Even when they're as weirdly specific as Rubble turning into a wrecking ball.
So wait, does he turn into like just a ball or like a crane swinging a ball?
No, it's like he turns into like a ball of like energy or something that spins out of control and destroys everything it touches.
Sure.
It's almost like Samus turning into like her
The morph
ball.
ball?
Yeah.
So wait, what are the other powers then?
Okay, so a lot of them are what you would kind of imagine based on like their niche and their personality. Like Chase is super fast. Marshall has fire powers. Zuma has water powers. Rocky, for some reason, I think he's kind of like the Green Lantern one, where he like can create bubbles around things and control them. I'm not sure why that's like recycling a theme. I think, yeah, Zuma not only can create water, but he can also turn into water himself. So he's kind of like one of the Wonder Twins. Who did I not mention? And like Rubble's the wrecking ball. Oh yeah, Sky. See, when she got superpowers in the show, it was just that she could fly, which is something she could already do because she has a jet and when she doesn't have her jet, she has a jetpack. So it's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. In the movie, they changed it so that she can fly and she has super strength. So she becomes a little bit of like a Superman analog. Yeah, in the show, Rubble had super strength, but they changed it to him turning into a wrecking ball so that she could have super strength as well. There's not an overlap in powers.
Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have an overlap in Paw Patrol powers. Wait. You said Marshall has fire powers?
Yes.
Why does he have fire powers? Because like he's a fireman. Shouldn't he also have water powers? Wouldn't that be more useful?
Yeah, I don't. But Zuma's the water one. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
And Liberty.
Not pointing out flaws in the movie.
Liberty, I kind of saw coming what her power is going to turn out to be, which she doesn't discover until the end, because like she keeps saying in the movie, like, "Hey, I'm flexible." So I was like, "Oh, she's going to be the Mr. Fantastic," and sure enough,
Shouldn't you put up a spoiler warning about that?
I do not care. I spoiled Paw Patrol.
What if kids are listening to this? Yeah.
Why would kids be listening to this?
I don't know. They got auto-played it on their tablet or something. I don't know.
No.
I'm
I
sure
apologize,
for
kids.
all of us, when our children are old enough, when we all inevitably pass on, this will be something that is exposed to them in the immediate aftermath, and they'll be like, "Oh, now I get it."
Dad, I loved that show. You're so mean. So yeah, that's my whole thing. I could go on more about the movie, but those are like the main things I want to hammer home. I'm glad that Lily isn't old enough to get upset at me at like laughing at her favorite show, because when I was in the theater, I just burst into laughter at the part like at the climax where Sky like flies and punches an asteroid.
Wow.
With her like little tiny paws.
What was the crowd like in seeing it in a movie theater?
Oh, there was a big crowd of mostly like lots of kids seeing it.
Wow.
Just like screaming at the screen or whatever?
No, they were pretty quiet.
Because I saw Moana 2 and like on a Saturday afternoon, and like the crowd was just going ape shit. They were just like, yeah, every time something would happen, and it was just like a madhouse. It was like seeing Rocky Horror or something like that, you know.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we didn't go when it was super busy. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff in like the later seasons, like
Yeah. See, this is where I will have just genuine reaction. I have no idea what's coming now.
okay, do you know about Humsquatch?
No.
Okay, so in one of the earlier episodes, Mayor Humdinger has this scheme to try to attract attention to Foggy Bottom, and so he makes up a version of Bigfoot or whatever that only lives in Foggy Bottom called the Humsquatch, and he dresses up like Bigfoot and like wanders around the woods going Humsquatch, Humsquatch, and whatever, and like attracts media attention. And then he gets trapped on the ledge, and then he needs to get rescued, and they expose him for the hoax and whatnot. In I think season 11, they introduce a real Humsquatch, and they turn out to be a real creature that lives in Foggy Bottom. And Humdinger's mom mistakes him for the real Humdinger and takes him out to lunch. It's so weird.
So he looks like Mayor Humdinger.
Well,
let me
looks
Google
like
Humsquatch.
Mayor Humdinger wearing the Humsquatch costume that he made up, but his mom can't tell the difference for some reason. I don't think they even came up with like, oh, I forgot my glasses or anything like that. She just genuinely could not tell the difference.
She just doesn't care. He is purple Humsquatch.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
It's just like I can't get over the fact that they introduced Humsquatch as something that Mayor Humdinger made up, and later it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's real.
You think they got like fan letters saying we demand more Humsquatch? Somebody made a big internet petition for more Humsquatch.
Or they just so completely ran out of ideas, because I think the Humsquatches was in what, like season 3?
Where is the stocks episode?
It's like season 3 or something, and then they bring him back in season 11. Like, that's so many years later.
That's deep lore.
Yeah. Or as Tom said, lazy writing.
And, okay, I have a note here that you might see, Stevo, in my doc that I sent you. That just says Lesbian Cow episode.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
So that's definitely just my interpretation, but like there's like an episode where Farmer Yumi has a cow, and she meets like this other cow, and they're like big superhero fans or something, and they dress up as their favorite superheroes, but like Yuma's cow dresses up as like a male superhero, and the other cow dresses up as a female superhero, and it almost plays out like they're having a date or something, but like I'm like, do they forget that cows are female? And like is this like a lesbian date that these cows are going on? And then like I'm like watching older episodes later, and they specifically refer to Farmer Yumi's cow with a girl's name, so they're aware that she's a girl. But I don't think it's intended to be a date, but it comes off like that.
Just let the ladies have a good time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So I'm just calling it the Lesbian Cow episode.
It's very progressive.
Yeah,
that's what's going on there.
Speaking of progressive, please enlighten me to Rubble and Crew.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, so James, do you want to introduce Rubble and Crew?
I don't even know how.
Okay, so it's a spin-off of Paw Patrol that's about Rubble, and he has his own group of friends that are all construction workers.
They're not the Paw Patrol. It's his specific construction bro friends.
Yes, exactly. And it's like they have a grandpa, and every episode is about them like building something. And so you would think, because like them just building something is more mundane than the high-flying adventures of Paw Patrol, that it would be less absurd, but I think it's more ridiculous.
They have to come up with much more arbitrary reasons for there to be emergencies.
Okay, like one of the episodes, the mayor. Oh, by the way, get this: the mayor is Mayor Goodway's sister, named Mayor Greatway, and like, well, why does her sister have to also be a mayor? Like, they can just make any mayor.
That's their family. That's their family lineage. Mayors.
Anyway, so the mayor tells them that they're going to have a special screening of like a new movie that's coming out, and it has to be today, but they don't have a movie theater, so they have to build a movie theater in one day.
Wise use of government money. Oh my gosh.
And then they build the movie theater, but then the screen is the wrong size, and so they have to rebuild the thing.
Yeah, damn it. We built this for a 4x3. This is a 16x9.
Yeah, they will build shit for just like one day. And that's it. And like just because someone needed like a parking space for one day, and they'll make a whole episode about it. You know?
Yeah, and like
also Speedmeister. Do you know the
Speedmeister.
the enemy, the Mayor Humdinger of Rubble and Crew?
Oh
Yeah, it's this guy Speedmeister, and he's basically Waluigi.
Yeah. How did I not see this before? Yeah, he is very much Waluigi.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, people, just Google Speedmeister right now, and it's Waluigi. They just ripped off Waluigi.
Look at this guy.
But like, he isn't like evil necessarily, because he's like, you know, he's learning a lesson, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
true.
not like Humdinger where he's just an asshole.
So like the motto of Rubble and Crew is there's always a construction solution, which is like yeah, but you're like spending like so much resources every time you do construction. Like this isn't a lesson that applies to most people.
Yeah, that's oof.
Okay, so the one thing that actually really blew my mind is there's this one episode where the mail carrier of the city, he's in a wheelchair and he can't deliver the mail because none of the houses are accessible. They all have stairs, and he mentioned this to like Rubble and his crew, and he's like I need something like more on more of an, I don't remember how he phrased it, like more of an incline. And they're all like, I want, like, what could we do that would help him? And I'm just like, they've never heard of a ramp? And if they haven't heard of a ramp, that means all of this stuff that they're building is not up to code. Like,
that's true.
Like, like all of the stuff that Rubble's built in both shows, like, he doesn't have any idea what isn't up to code, and they've been relying on him for everything. Like, what disasters is this guy gonna cause a few years down the road?
Also, that like mail carrier, like he's always causing shit. Like there's that one episode where he has all the packages at his house because he runs his own business as the mail carrier, and there's no room for his brother's drum kit so they can do the funky chicken dance. That is the premise of the entire episode. I don't even remember how they solve it. I didn't care. I just lost it after that. I'm like, I cannot watch this right now.
I saw one just the other day where Rubble and his friends are like, hey, let's go get ice cream. And they like run around the corner to the ice cream stand, and there's like a lineup, and the lineup is like 7 people. And because like in all these shows they only have so many assets, I guess, but they're like, oh man, this is gonna take forever. And then it does like a close-up of the guy working the stand, and he like hands people like their ice cream cones, they move on, goes to the next people, and he's like handing them the cones. I'm like, this line is moving really fast, like this is not a problem at all. And the pups like run over and interrupt him from serving them, and he's like, hey, is there something we can do to help? Like, you were literally slowing yourselves down by asking to help. Like,
Well, as someone who did a lot of customer service, I'll say that checks out. That is accurate.
I think the most absurd thing from Rubble and Crew, though, is the dinosaur dig. James, have you seen this one?
Yes, I have. Is that the museum one?
I think so. So there's this big archaeological dig, and they find an entire dinosaur skeleton just buried in like the middle of the city, and it's completely intact. And I don't think it's even fossils. It's just straight up dinosaur bones. Like, they have an entire intact dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah, it died last week.
And they keep digging, and they find 2 more that are completely intact. And so they take these 3 dinosaur skeletons, like, we have to transport these to the museum, and they place them upright on a flatbed and put it, like, latch it to a truck, and they just put a blanket over to keep it safe from the elements, and just transport it across town like that.
Yeah, they just sort of glued it together. And yeah, and then the museum isn't like tall enough for the dinosaurs, so they have to put like another floor on. That's the big, that's the big drama. Also, should we talk about the dance?
Oh, okay, which dance are you talking about?
Like they dance at the end of each episode. There's a dance they do where they just wiggle their butts. They change direction and wiggle their butt.
My mind glazes over when I watch some of these episodes, so I haven't even noticed that.
I think it's literally at the end of each episode. But like,
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, and they sing a song. That's like Rubble and Crew, something, something, something. This is what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Rubble and Crew ending. Wow, a video of somebody using their camera phone to capture this.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there's no buzz.
Because I didn't even talk about Pup Boogie.
Oh, is that the DDR ripoff?
Yeah.
Oh,
That one drives me so bonkers.
I hated that episode so much.
It's more than one episode, it's a bunch of them. Like, they obviously have no idea how video games work. And it probably wouldn't bother people who aren't gamers, but it's just like, it's like nails on a chalkboard down your own back. Like,
yeah.
Like, for one thing, it's always the same song that they're playing, and they have like these pads on the ground, which are like DDR pads, and the pups put their feet on. Like, I do like the idea that they designed a video game for dogs. I think that's kind of a cool idea. But like, when they're playing the game, like, it doesn't have like the guide arrows to show like what's coming up next. The pups just seem to instinctively know which button they're supposed to hit next. And every time they hit a button, it makes like this loud sound. And like, if you've ever played like a music-based rhythm game, they don't have like noisy sounds going all the time. They want you to enjoy the music, right? They'll have like a sound effect if you activate a power-up or something like that, but like having it constantly going plink, 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 plink. Like, that's not how video games do things. And then, like,
I mean, not if you're a noob, but
yeah. And then, like, the pups will like get up off the pads and do like moves where they like spin around and whatnot. It was like, that doesn't do anything in the game. Like,
all right, shall we wrap this up?
Oh, wait, also, I just want to mention that I posted the dance in case.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm gonna look at that right now.
Well, I went through all of my notes. Is there anything, like, James, I know you had a bunch of stuff you want to talk about.
Like we've mostly like covered it. Like, you did everything and more,
There's just so much.
Jeez. Yeah. But it's nice to come on and vent about it, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're watching it, you can't really vent because there's someone else in the room. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I'm
You
sorry,
just-
Lily. I try not to, but
You just straight rip on her favorite show.
like I'll be quiet for most of the episode, but every so often I'll be like, "What? That doesn't even make sense." And Lily's just like sitting there, just watching. She's like, just tunes me out.
I hate this butt dance so much. It's 3 chords. It's only 3 chords.
Yep.
I do want to say though, the Pop-Up Boogie song is really catchy if you listen to it standalone. Like in the
Don't do this to me,
episodes,
Tom. Don't let me down like this, buddy. Don't
Like,
become part of the machine, man.
like in the episode, it's really annoying because they just kind of repeat the same stuff over and over again, and like while they're trying to like talk and play, you just hear them keep going, "The Pop-Up Boogie, the Pop-Up Boogie," and it just like goes on and on. It's so annoying.
It is so auto-tuned to oblivion.
Oh yeah, it really is. But if you like listen to it like on YouTube, just the standalone song, like once you get past like the opening, you're like, hey, this is actually really catchy. Like, my opinion. I don't know, James, what are your
Again,
thoughts?
your opinion.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to like listen to it because like when you're watching it on TV, it's different because you're like half in, half out. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like if you pay too much attention to the show, you will go mad.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts
Right?
a
So-
lot.
So, you know, you're still awake, but like sort of, you know. So I would have to give it like a listen outside of the context.
No,
of,
that's fair.
There's a glaze going on.
yeah, exactly. I'll add it to my driving my son playlist.
I forgot to mention one of like the songs made for the Mighty movie, Down Like That is a legit banger. Like they
Really?
hired someone who knows what they're doing to do the soundtrack for that movie. Like that was really, really good. Like when Lily is listening to her music and that one comes on, I'm jamming with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hate this butt dance so much.
You know, it yeah, every episode.
It is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Adam Levine did like the main song for the first Paw Patrol movie.
Oh, all right.
Like
Yeah.
Adam Levine from Maroon 5. That guy.
I don't know enough about
From Adam Levine
Obvious.
from The Voice.
I don't know. It's Adam Levine. It's Adam Levine.
Someone famous anyway.
Yeah, my wife is in his top 5% of fans just because of all the times she puts on the Paw Patrol song for Lily.
Oh gosh. All right, let's wind it down.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we want to add, or are we kind
I am good. That
Yeah.
was cathartic.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for today. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please review us on whatever you're listening to us on. It doesn't have to be a good review. Any review is fine. And if you're not sure what to say, just say these people are a bunch of sad loser nerd monkeys. Until next time.
I still want that stocks episode.